might as well get it going. Mark's alive with his coronavirus. He survived. He's a survivor, guys. You do obviously need to buy enough Costco products to beat it.
It's down 6 pounds. It's pretty good.
That's not a joke. The coronavirus is the joke part. Yeah, this is episode 51. I said we're back because I haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, we've had an episode every week, but I haven't. 3 Mondays and change.
Seems like it's been forever.
Oh, I missed you.
Yeah, man. How have you been?
Much. Busy as shit. How about you? Nothing new?
Nothing new. Life is so mellow.
Dude, I love it. March Madness, off to a great start. Very chill vibes. I think I had something like a meeting like every other day, and then on my lunches on my 2 days of work, Tuesday, Thursday, I went home and took care of dogs because we were dumb and got a puppy. He's cool, but you gotta, take him for walks and shit. He's like part boxer, so he's like super high energy.
You guys are crazy.
I know.
Taking on a dog. Didn't you see us with Caleb adding in a baby?
I guess we need a human to take care of to really understand the consequences. No? Don't do it?
I wouldn't recommend it.
I can't throw a human in I always joke about that. I can't throw a human in a crate and be like, I'm going to work. And then walk them on my lunch, throw them back in a crate.
You may get in trouble if they find out.
As our neighbor saw, did you guys get another dog? She's shouting from the other side. And she just had her second baby. And we're like, yeah. She's like, we're pretty dumb. And she's like, yeah, it's better than kids. She said the same shit.
See?
And I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Everybody thinks it's like, so amazing. Talk to any real parent.
Damn.
They give you the down low.
I know. Maybe one day we'll know. But we're back. You're lethargic.
Yep.
Recovering from
coronavirus.
Seriously, coronavirus.
No, I didn't have that.
Mark's been thrown up out of both ends of his body, if you know what I mean. From
food poisoning was fun. But
let's talk about the carnivore diet and how it can give you food poisoning and can give you 6 pounds of weight loss in 2 days.
Yeah, I had some bad soup. That's what I said.
Well, I was going to say, on the topic of carnivore, I did do 2 or 3 days of like the only steaks.
Yeah.
And
because you're more keto?
Yeah, I'd say a ketovore. Guys, like we've talked about, with keto, it's more that high fat, avocados, and macadamia nuts, and I started cutting that shit out. Even trying to limit cheeses and because on original keto when I first did it, I was like avocado. I was
eating slices of cheese just as a snack,
right? Like
a brick of cheese, because you needed the fat. I
got palate fatigue bad on that.
Yeah.
But then I remember messaging you and Bob like, dude, I'm 2 days into this 2 steaks thing, and I'm just liquid diarrhea coming out of here. And then Joe Rogan talked about that too. Like, it's like a purge your body has to do, and then it's fine, and it does go away. But after that, I still got palate fatigue, man. Like, I fucking love steak, but we have a thread going with a bunch of carnivore people, and I guess I'm eating chicken, bacon, eggs, just basically eliminating carbs and sugars, really,
Yeah.
Versus like the 2 ribeye thing a day. Oh man, you guys are warriors. I mean, do you think that's what it has to be, because I know Joe Rogan did that strict for 30 days. Sean Baker still does that shit. Chris Bell.
Well,
I feel like that's the true definition of carnivore diet. It's like the 2 steak a day thing.
Well, I think that you're going to get the most out of eating red meat, so it doesn't have to just be ribeye. But if you eat red meat,
but the ribeye's got the fat to give you like more nutrients.
It just tastes better.
Better on your palate.
But a lot of people in our group now, our group is expanded so much, because when we started it was just a couple people, and then we have our nutrition meetups once a month with our whole gym. So this last one was carnivore. We had like 10 people show up. So our group's like 14 strong doing carnivore for a month.
Which is great because you see I like seeing the variety.
Yeah.
People are eating pork rinds as a snack, and you're like, oh yeah, shit, I could pick up some pork rinds. And then,
but what we've seen now is that when you start to eat like chicken or pork or other things, that you just don't feel satiated. And I think it's your body's natural reaction of it knows what it wants, you know? So
yeah, but
it's like the quality, you know? So then if you eat red meat, people crave that. People still crave like the ribeye when they eat like a bunch of chicken wings or a bunch of ribs, pork, you know? So there's something to that. And then, you know, even from a nutrition standpoint, the red meat has way more nutrients in there. So
that's why I don't like saying carnivore. It's basically just I'm low carb, just really high protein because I'll eat chicken a lot. I had chicken wings a lot for lunch. But I can't like we've talked about this. I can't fucking fast and then ribeye and then work out, go home, eat another ribeye. Like I could maybe, but God, Marie would kill me if we were just doing steak every night. And she'll prep like a dinner, and then she just knows though, like, you know, if we have this, what did we have? Like last night she made like a chicken parmesan. Yeah. But there's no noodles. There's no like.
That's where I think the hardest part is that depending on your
living arrangements.
Yes, exactly, right? Because then if someone makes dinner or whatnot,
I would just have my Traeger open. Yeah. If I was a bachelor, my Traeger would just be outside all the time. Yeah. Probably on, smoking something every day. Yeah. Oh, just a pork rib and then a beef rib the next day and then a ribeye. Yeah, but.
Or you have to have that, you know, like Andrea knows that I always try new stuff and. Yeah. So, I'm eating my own thing, but it doesn't bother her. Right. Because she's making her own thing. Right. And even with the kids, like Tyler, my son, he's 12. He's pretty much very low carb because it helps his ADHD. Yeah. Immensely. And so.
Man, we can talk that too, because
Caleb too. When he's around me, like I watch him in the mornings and stuff. I'm like, he'll just eat steak with me. It's fine. But I get it if like you come back from work and someone's making dinner. It's got to be a challenge.
That's the thing is like there's a couple nights where I'm like if I'm home at 8:30, you know, I want dinner to be done. I don't want to like start grilling a steak right then, you know. Although the air fryer steak, huge little pro move there. That thing works really good, very quick. Actually tastes just like it off the grill. So that one is actually pretty more efficient than actually lighting up your grill like I like to do and all that. But
with any diet, it's challenging.
Oh, of course.
You do fucking Whole30. No, you have to read every ingredient.
Those are even harder though.
They're way harder.
Way harder. I think this one's the easiest one to do because it's so easy to eat meat all the time. Like
and you can find it anywhere. Like you can go to In-N-Out. Yeah. You go to a lot of people just go to any fast food place and just get the patty itself. You know.
Yeah, like last Friday. We had to go to Costco, Trader Joe's, this and that. Marie's like, let's go to In-N-Out real quick. I'm like, perfect. A couple Flying Dutchmen, we're on our way.
That's another thing that's helped with like shopping. Because, you know, you really use very little everything. You don't need to buy all the garnishes. Yeah. You don't need to, like, you know, when you cook a meal, even like a stir fry or something, you have to get onions and garlic and all these aromatics and all these different seasonings and all that. But it makes shopping just so simple. It's like one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I do notice, let me see, Wednesday night we had more beef. I can't remember what it was, like a beef casserole. And I woke up Thursday and I was actually able to fast until 1, even while working, which is always my problem. Like I hate being fasted while I'm treating patients. It's pretty physical and talking to them left and right. I'm like, oh my God, dude, food will give me fuel to get through that pretty easily. And I felt good. I fasted until lunch, ate the leftovers of that beef, felt great. And then last night had the chicken parmesan, which was just like, it was just beef, red sauce, and cheese. I mean, chicken, red sauce, and beef. And I woke up today, I'm hungry. Like, I need eggs. I need, you know.
That's where it's like, you don't need a fast on a carnivore. Right. But
I think if I would have had a ribeye last night, I probably woke up and like I could fast again. Yeah. You know? But it's I woke up like I need eggs, and then by lunchtime I was like eating chicken wings, and then by like dinner tonight I'll be like fucking hungry again. You know,
And
versus ribeye just satiates you, like you said, for a lot longer.
Yep. A big concern that people keep posting, like, oh my God, how much money is it costing you and all that. But we're getting, like, ribeyes on sale either at Ralph's or Stater Brothers alternating weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they have a sale, like $4.99 per pound.
Right.
And then you just stock up a little bit. Then it's, like, cheaper because you don't have to buy anything else.
Right.
You literally have to buy nothing else.
What about the little hack you did at Costco? Buying that loin and chopping it up yourself. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, so there's, like, there's going to be a lot of ways to save a buck or two.
Mm-hmm.
But there's different ways to get.
That's
like,
not only saving the buck; it's a better quality to slice it. You slice up your own.
Yeah,
ribeye.
you could get a giant piece and then make your own steaks.
Right, and then you said the food saver and have your own. You have ribeyes for fucking
ground beef, super cheap too. So a lot of people are doing ground beef.
High fat ground beef.
Mm-hmm.
80-20 or 80-20. I wish. No, it is 80-20, right?
Yeah, 15 sometimes.
Yeah, that's what Bob was saying. He found a 15. I'm like, damn, I can't find that anymore. But yeah, that helps a lot. But yeah, I mean, there's
the popularity of carnivore. That's why we're bringing it up, because it also pairs with usually nutrition and performance go hand in hand.
Right.
So now with the popularity of carnivore, maybe because Joe Rogan tried it, and now they're leveraging that, whether it's, Mark Bell and Super Training, and they've been doing it for a while. And then Sean Baker and all that. But again,
it's funny. Sean Baker was on Rogan like 2 years ago.
But until like the celebrity does it. It's kind of like Wim Hof, right?
Yeah.
And then like Wim Hof's been around and we've been promoting it, and some member at the gym's like, "Oh, did you hear Gwyneth Paltrow's doing it?" Because she had a video where she's doing Wim Hof with all that stuff.
Yeah. And now
now Wim Hof's a big name or something because of her. So I get it. And same with us. And for us, it's more of a progression of like,
just like if a celebrity got coronavirus, now more people would be like, oh, it's real now.
Bob sent such a good meme. It's on the Carnivore page. It's like 3,000 people died of coronavirus and then mass hysteria, but like 300,000 people die of diabetes.
Yeah.
And they're making new Doritos flavors.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about that, but 3,000 people died.
It's just like you said when you
careful.
Post. Like, I wonder what messages Renato over at CrossFit Flood was saying. Like, he posted 1 month keto carnivore.
Yeah.
What messages he got? Like, oh my God, why would you do that? How much money are you spending on ribeyes?
Yep.
And then he's probably like, dude, if I posted I was having a cheat meal at Dairy Queen, my cheat dessert, everybody would be like, oh, cool, man, what'd you get?
Another one that I really love is they had a picture, like an image of In-N-Out. So they had a regular In-N-Out meal with the fries and the shake and the bun and all. And then on the bottom, it was just like the Flying Dutchman, which is meat and cheese.
Yeah.
And it's like, the first image is perfectly fine, but then now you take away the bun, and then it's going to give me a heart attack.
Yeah. That's going to give you the heart attack.
But the whole thing with the double, with the bun, with the milkshake, with the fries, that wasn't going to kill me.
It's hard to order.
Yeah.
Luckily, like you said, the movement's been big enough that you can just tell them. Because remember when you were at In-N-Out with me and you ordered
Flying Dutchmans,
and they fucked it up?
Yeah.
So when I went last time, I said 2 Flying Dutchmans with 1 cheese.
Yeah.
They gave me a patty all by itself with nothing on it, and then 1 Flying Dutchman with a single slice of cheese on it. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like reading my receipt too. I remember you looking at your receipt like, what the fuck did I order?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, because Bob said 2 Flying Dutchmans with a single slice of cheese because they put 2.
Yep.
And then I ate it like super quick, and I was like, still fucking hungry.
Yeah.
And then Farber said that he just did a bunch of patties.
Yeah, which is even cheaper. It's like $1 a patty.
And then I again go up to order, and I panic like, how do I even say this? Just give me a Flying Dutchman with 1 cheese. And then they were like, okay, here's a patty. Well, and then a Flying Dutchman with 1 a single slice of cheese on it.
Remember how confused those people at that Greek restaurant was?
Same shit.
Oh my gosh, we that girl.
Kebab shop's way better, by the way. I've been doing that a lot more. Because you can just say like, I just want a bowl of shawarma.
But again, it's like any other diet, right? When you have dietary restrictions,
right?
Maybe you have to be, oh wait, what's in the sauce?
Can I just have a bowl of meat? And they're like, what? I don't even know where that button's at, you know. So that's why I don't understand why it's hard to even transcribe it, let alone if I took a picture of it. They're like, this guy just ate 5 hamburger patties from In-N-Out.
I remember,
what a weirdo.
I was doing some sort of diet. This is probably years ago because I haven't been to El Pollo Loco in a long time. So they had a deal which is like $10.99, right? $9.99 or something for like 10 pieces of chicken, and you get tortillas. So then I ordered the 10 pieces of chicken. I was like, I don't want tortillas. And then they couldn't do that. They're like, well, I can't. You have to take the tortillas or it's going to be $1 more.
Same thing at same thing at Costco with like $1.50 hot dog and thing.
And the soda? Yeah, I don't want the soda.
Give me 2 hot dogs, and then I would throw out the bun or whatever. And then they would go, here's 2 cups. And I'd be like, I just need 1 cup. They're like, sir, you have to take the cup.
You have to take it.
I'm like, what are we going to do with it? I don't need it. And they're like, no, you have to take the cup. Just please take the fucking cup. And then so I always turn around to the person behind me, you want this fucking cup? Like, if you get... Yep. A slice of pizza, here's a free drink, And they're like,
it's
okay.
It's weird. It's because it's not in their system, I get it. Because, like, for that chicken deal, it's a special.
It messes up your count or something.
Yeah, if you wanted just the 10 pieces of chicken, you're paying an extra $1. I was like, I'm just going to throw it away.
One time I did it at Costco, I turned to the guy behind me, and I'm like, you want this? He's like, I'm getting the same fucking thing.
He's like...
And I'm like, I just set it right down. I was like, someone will pick this up, I hope.
They should have a take a penny thing at Costco.
Right.
With, like, free cups.
Like, you guys are just... Why? It's so easy to just be like, I'll take the cup back and hand it to somebody else. But yeah, it is. It's hard on the go. I guess that's a whole nother topic of like how to order on the go. But performance-wise,
well, I think it's more of a not just performance-based, right? Like if you ask anyone their true why when they start like exercising or eating healthy,
lose weight.
It's like everyone wants to lose weight, but again, you dig deeper into that why, right?
Right.
It's usually something like, oh man, I want to like live longer so I can see my grandchildren. Or,
right.
I don't want. I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol. It's like those are the real things, like health issues.
Right.
And then the other part is like performance based, right? You want to be able to run faster, not.
Well, if you're lighter weight, like been lighter now for jiu-jitsu, been lighter for running, and like you're gonna perform better naturally by being a lighter weight, especially being a bigger frame.
And the workouts feel less stressful. Like if you eat like shit, and we've all been there a lot, and then you go do a hard workout. I don't care what type of workout. It's gonna be a terrible workout.
Yes.
You're already breathing heavy. You're probably sweating more. It's just like you're making the workout less enjoyable.
Yeah.
So why do you want that? And then at the end of the day, you net less results, right? Which is everyone wants to look good and feel good.
I just think that. Like when you did your 500-pound deadlift and you were doing like a powerlifting diet, eating like a lot of carbs, or like good carbs too, like rice and potatoes.
I did that relatively clean too.
Right, it is a clean bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I did like a keto diet with working out for a while, and I was figuring out like, a high intensity workout with a keto diet, I was crashing and like not recovering the same. So I started being like, let me put some carbs back in my system, same thing, like some rice and some potatoes, and I would recover better, but then the weight gain was like just staying plateaued because I'm not following the keto diet. So it was always like fluctuating and shit. And then Joe Rogan, I did appreciate, the only part of the post was that he just said the carnivore is just the most one where you don't get any fucking fluctuations at all.
Yeah, there's no up or down.
There's no up or down.
Yeah, right. Energy.
And then if there is a down, it's really fucking easy to identify what it is, right? Like,
you're not eating enough.
We'd be bullshitting you if we all said that we weren't cheating on this diet and having some drinks or having like a dessert or something every now and then. And when you do, you fucking pay the price.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think I had a donut or something like last week, and I'm fucking like, oh man, skin's all fucking itchy. Slept like shit that night, and I woke up in the morning like, it's just not fucking worth it, dude. And it's pretty easy to identify what did it, that one fucking donut, right? Versus like...
But that's like the same thing with going healthy. And like when you start CrossFit, forever, then you start going into paleo, right? And then the whole mindset is like Whole30. And unless you cut all that shit out, you don't know how good you can feel.
Right.
So now it's like that next level of feeling good. And then when you go and eat some shit or have a, drinking weekend.
But keto and paleo, more diverse in what you can eat, right?
Yeah.
Versus if you're sticking to, I'm eating like high fatty meats and proteins and like whatever.
Yeah.
It's even like your choices are so limited. It's like, not Sean Baker, what's his name? Jordan Peterson, him and his daughter that were on Talking Carnivore with Joe Rogan. That was the most interesting, was like, his daughter was the one that kept saying like, I'm gonna be vegetarian. I'm fucking still getting mental issues or whatever. She finally went carnivore and she realized like, oh, let me add salad, and then she would get her issues back again.
Yeah.
Let me add legumes. Here it comes back again. So she's like, what the fuck? Like, you can identify when you've stripped it all away.
Yep.
Versus like keto is like, oh, it's good, and then it drops because there's you shouldn't probably do keto for more than a couple months to reset or something.
People think keto, I mean, ultimately, because the carbs are limited, so most diets are elimination diets, right?
Sure, yeah.
In keto, you're eliminating a lot of shit, because if you surpass that 50 grams or 30 grams of carbs, then you're out of ketosis. Right. But that doesn't necessarily take away all the potential causes of your health issues or, your...
Right. And then where's your performance at? It's going to plateau somewhere. Because like I was saying, ramping up the intensity, and then the fucking recovery for my body was trash. So then I go into this fucking revolving door of like, okay, just keto for a few months and then add some carbs. Keto for a few months and go off the rails. And it's like...
You're not getting...
There's another yo-yo.
Yeah, you're not getting the results, but you're also not figuring out what's fucking you up. Because let's say you're eating what you're supposed to, high fat, like you're eating a bunch of nuts, cheeses, and you're eating many different veggies, because they say that's nothing. That's not even carbs, you know? Then any of those things could be the potential causes of your health issues,
right?
Your autoimmune issues, your performance or energy dips, but you don't know that.
Right.
But now if you have everything eliminated other than, let's say, just red meat,
right,
and then you can slowly even go deeper than that. So once you add it in.
We were at the Brazilian steakhouse, remember? And you and Bob were talking about, I was eating pistachios. And I was like, I just, like, for whatever reason, this week, I didn't eat any. And again, it's eliminated, and I'm only eating meat. I was like, oh shit, I'm like, my weight's dropping. Still, like, on track. And then I was talking to you and Bob, and you guys were like, yeah, nuts are still carbs, and, like,
yeah,
they're healthy, but, like, just, something's happening here. So I did it another week. And I was like, shit, I'm still dropping.
Yeah.
So, like, fucking nuts gotta go. You know what I mean? But in pistachio or macadamia nut, or in a keto world, it's like, this is a good snack for you.
Yeah, it's healthy, but it's all.
I always did it. I have a bag in the room right over here. Like, it's not even open, and it's like.
That's the thing, is that society's brainwashed everyone. Like, they put out, like, the whatever General Mills and the cereal companies, like, making, like, breakfast the bad guy.
Yeah.
And they label things that are like what's good for you to eat. But people can't accept that, like, one, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's right. Taking time. Now fasting's come along and they're like, well, maybe it's not.
Maybe you don't need it.
But then, exactly, now there's this whole thing with good fats, right? Like,
right.
Pistachio, macadamias are the best you can have, and this and that. But
right.
There's a lot of science and articles out there that, like, nuts aren't good for you.
And a carb is a carb.
Yeah, and it's like...
It's like white rice versus brown rice. Like, we'll go through this shit all the time, right?
Even vegetables. The biggest thing, my selling point to tell people, like, because they're like, man, I still getting sick every month and this and that. I think I was talking to Hoadley about that. I was like, just to kind of, you want to drop that bomb. And I was like, what if the vegetables are causing this? And it's like, mind blown, right? Because no one has ever said that vegetables are bad for you.
Right.
But the only way to know is if you're still symptomatic. Might as well cut shit out and then add it back in. It's the only way you're going to know. Yeah. You can read all the articles you want, but what I always tell people, whatever you're doing and you think it's the right thing, whether it's paleo, whatever, keto, but if you're not getting the results you want, might as well try something different. So
it's true. Dr. Drew was saying that he's been on a no carb. He just called it no. I kind of like that. I'm on a no carb diet.
But does that count as like fiber too? Like, is he on veggies?
So they said veggies count as a carb for him.
Got it.
So the next question is, how do you take a shit?
Yeah.
And he was like, Metamucil. So he's like, I take whatever the Metamucil recommended thing is, teaspoon, whatever a day, and it's a way to get fiber into your diet without carbs.
Yeah.
And I was like, the guy's a genius. I fucking love that guy. So I was like, that makes so much sense.
But that's the thing too, is like that's exactly what we've been told, right? You need fiber to go. Right. And then
when he agrees with that, I mean you do, but there is fiber in the red meat.
That's where it's like now, especially me, testing now coming up on 4 months now and doing all the research. It's like you really don't. It's like a myth. It's like a myth.
It's for your bowel movement for sure, but
that's where you have to test it out, because then if science shows that you need fiber to go, and then when you go on a carnivore and you're not regular,
not for everybody. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like you have to test it out. But all the people like Sean Baker,
we can ask myself. Bob. We can ask Bob when he's on the podcast. I think he said he got more regular not having fiber.
Yep. So again, you can read what you want.
Just throwing Bob's shit stories out there for him. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, and it's so new, and the stigma of meat and cholesterol and heart attack, and you need veggies and all those, antioxidants and all this other stuff. It's like
that's why I had my doctor check up on Monday, and I thought I was due for a physical, but it was more of like just my every 3-4 months or whatever, every quarter, whatever he wants to check up. But I was hoping to do blood work, and he's like, we can, but like it's better. I'd rather see a year. He's like, because June to June, that'd be really interesting to see. And he's like, you're on a fucking great track right now, and just keep going. Like, just keep going, and then we'll see in June. Because I think he would be like, I think he can sense it too. Like, you'll be impressed. But June,
we want the real.
If we do a year to year, you're gonna be fucking mind blown, right? Yeah. But really, for me, I told him, I was like, January, I was 231 pounds, January 2nd, and I woke up Monday 216.
Oh shit!
So way under the 220s, way faster than I anticipated. And weight loss for me has always never been linear. I always went like it can be if you fucking starve yourself, but I was like, I need to stay on a diet consistently, and I want to drop a pound a week. And it's been like over it. Yeah. And I keep waiting for this fucking plateau to happen, and I've had back-to-back week or 2 weekends in a row of like a cheat, an ice cream or whatever, right? And I go, fuck, I'm gonna hate myself on Monday morning when I step on that scale, and I'm fucking 216. Yeah. I was like, what? I'm still dropping, even with adding in some shit, And it doesn't always have to be when, like I said earlier, like you have a donut, you wake up fucking allergy attack or something.
I don't understand why people think like when they maybe it's just that internal excuse to not try it, but I don't understand why people think that this diet, carnivore, is as strict as any other diet. So what I mean is that when you go on any diet and this becomes your lifestyle, right? So if I'm keto or if I'm paleo or if I'm whatever, you're gonna have your cheat meals. You're gonna have birthdays. You're gonna have drinking nights. It's the same fucking thing. I have, like, when I first tested it, I was pretty strict because I wanted to try 30 days. So I was like, but I still had a couple days of having bourbon. So it was like 98.2, like percent-wise. Like and then the second month, I was like 95.5. And then the last couple months, I'm living more of that 90-10, which is kind of what they tell you to do in regular diets, like 80-20. Yep. So it's not that I don't understand why people think when you go carnivore, you'll never taste food again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's extremist. I mean, you should do strict for 30 days, but like you were saying, from there, start to fucking...
Even Whole30 was the idea is that no one does the second part of Whole30, which is the most important part. Right. Everyone does Whole30, which is eliminating everything for 30 days. But if you look at the back, and the instruction is now you slowly integrate one thing at a time. Yeah. But guess what? Everyone does Whole30, and then they fucking eat everything on the next day, after the diet's over. But
no, dude, I was back real quick to go back to the alcohol thing too. Is like you start making better alcohol decisions too, right? Where you go like, I have some seltzer, bourbon, Tito's, all that low carb thing. But same thing, like I think I was at a concert 2 weeks ago, and all they had was beer or wine, and I was like, fuck, I can't do wine right now. Started doing IPAs, old school, that would just like blow me up, feel like shit. Fine. still lost the weight. I'm like,
it's not bad.
Went off the rails one day.
Your body is like, why are you so afraid of a cheat meal when before you started any diet, that's like standard every day?
It was like every weekend would have been 4 IPAs.
People get so scared of like, oh my God, I'll never be able to, or I can't handle a cheat meal. But I'm like, dude, this is how we used to live. Like growing up in like college era, younger, I was eating carbs as 90% of my diet, right?
Great point. Yeah.
And drinking soda every day and drinking every day and whatever.
So you do it one day
and then now you think,
clean week and you're like, fuck,
you think
I'm gonna pay the price. And then I was like, it just happened literally 2 weeks ago to me. I stepped on scale that Monday. That concert was Friday, and I was like, I still lost weight.
Yeah.
I had IPAs though.
Yeah.
What the hell? Usually that would set me back so far, but it was like.
And I get it. People get like, the more you know, it's like that kind of deters you, right? Mm-hmm. It's like our own worst enemy. It's like, okay, now that you know that veggies might be bad or whatever, or fruits might be bad or nuts, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you were on a quote unquote healthy diet and you're eating salads every day like I was. So now if I have a salad because I fucking want to, it doesn't matter. Right. It's one fucking meal.
Like Bob was saying, piece of bread every now and then. He used to be like,
I
can't have a slice of sourdough.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, yeah, I can. And then he feels fucking okay now.
Because it's, again, you're eating healthy. You're eliminating everything, let's say 80 to 90% of the time. Right. It's a psychological issue. I think we're trying to convince ourselves that something's not good for us.
Right.
Versus then your other option is what? Then you just go eat a bunch of shit. Like right. that's not.
Here's another reason why my doc was like, let's follow up 4 months from now. It's like it's been 2 months where you've been strict, and he's like, now you've made that chemical change in your brain. Mm-hmm. You've made the lifestyle change. You're rewiring yourself. You have to just ride that fucking wave.
Yeah, don't have anything that deter you. If you see the wrong number, if you see something else.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think of it that way.
You're like, oh my God, the points is not where I want it to be, or something.
Or it's actually the same as last time. I didn't make any progress.
I'll tell you what, if you're going into it with the wrong mindset, you're already looking for a way out. And that's where the big argument for Sean Baker, they give him a lot of shit before. The first time he's on Joe Rogan, he's like, I don't want to do blood work.
They give him so much shit.
Right? Yeah. Because he's a doctor and he gets it. He's like, the numbers are going to tell me this. Mm-hmm. I'm eating all meat. I know my cholesterol numbers are going to be high. So there's no good that can come from the generic standard blood work. Mm-hmm. And if you're already looking for a way out in any diet, you're only going to tough it out, some people, for the duration you're testing it. But then you're not really trying to change.
Dude, it's so crazy because I told him, my doctor's been on me to do meditation. I told him about Wim Hof, told him about, going to therapy, new diet, working out consistently, all this shit. And he's like, he started saying the pillars of health thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you got the mental aspect down, the physical aspect down, and, he didn't really go into the social part.
His own different pillars.
But he made his own little pillars, and I was sitting there my eyes were opening holy shit, he's saying it.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool. But I mean, he's been 3.5 years ago, he said, we started this, and he was been telling me since 3.5 years ago, to find a diet that works, find
and now meditation it's finally working.
Right. So he was just same thing. Do not do a blood test and go, your cholesterol's kind of high because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we're not here for your cholesterol. We're here for these
blood pressure or health and other.
Mine was blood pressure, not cholesterol. But if my cholesterol was high, you'd be like, my mind might deter away from what I'm actually doing.
Yep.
Because he's like, the goal was blood pressure, and it's the lowest it's ever been in 3.5 years.
Yeah, and you're cutting weight. At a
it's actually a linear weight cut now, which is just crazy. I did have always it's funny because I had May 10th jiu-jitsu tournament in my head to be let's get to a reasonable weight to not have to weight cut and compete there. And it's been it's every month it's changing. That was January. Now then February was the March appointment with the doctor, and now it's March, and I'm thinking of that June 1st appointment with him. I'm I don't even think about the tournament anymore. It's just things change every month, as we both talk about all the time. So it's just nice to be what am I going to do every week, every day to attack working out, staying consistent on the diet, because things like that are nice to kind of strive for, but they take a back seat quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like having those goals. He was like, do you mind coming back June 1st? I'll be a year from your last physical. And I was like, I told him, I was like, I need those dates. I want to show up and be like, look at my blood work, look at my blood pressure, look at this. Like, I would like somebody to show it too, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would just spin your wheels in the mud.
Yep.
You know, so communities are great. We have our Carnivore group that if you want to get in on, you should message us, because
I'll plug you right in.
Fucking great, man. It's nice to see people say, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm eating, this and that. And
I think month one is really breaking all the stigmas and your preconceived notion of what health is. That's my
sharing
opinion.
each other. Stater Brothers, Poway Road, $4.99 a pound.
Because the first month is really just, you have to prove to yourself that everything that you've heard might be a lie.
Right.
And that if you can't get past that, or you don't experience any success from it, then it's going to be a hard sell, right?
Right.
But it's like, you know, we're all married to the idea that vegetables are healthy.
Yeah.
And we're all married to the idea that, like, you know, you have to eat a diverse amount of food for the nutrients and all that, you know? So it's kind of I would recommend everyone doing the 30-day, but also have enough, like you said, the support group to kind of talk you through it. Because if you have someone, like always in mentoring, you have to have someone ahead of you to give you the kind of
to bounce ideas off of, right? Like, majority of that group is CrossFitting, but then you got Farber who's not doing that. You got me who's for the past 2 weeks I've only done jiu-jitsu and weightlifting and running, so I haven't done a CrossFit WOD in a couple weeks. So there's a bigger sample size, but we all have different goals, right?
Yeah.
So I could attest to jiu-jitsu feeling better because I'm lighter.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like you don't ever want to be sluggish and dragging around extra weight that you don't need in a sport like that. But I'm sure it's going the same for CrossFitters. Like, you want to be lighter as you're going through those movements. But none of us are actually striving for a competition right now, high level of anything, right?
Well, usually when you do a nutrition protocol, like at my gym, let's say, right, at our gym, then it's usually a health or a fat loss goal.
Right.
Aesthetic goal.
Most of us are aesthetics.
Because, when you do a whole 30, you do X, Y, Z, usually it's because I want to, by the end of it, you get a DEXA scan, you want to lose the fat.
Right.
It's not like at the end of it, then you want to hit a performance goal.
Sure.
99% of the time. So, but now what we realize is that there needs to be that specific pairing, you know? Because this nutrition protocol, I've tested the FixFit concepts with doing more like the FixFit Jack stuff, you know?
Yep.
But I also test a lot of, you know, CrossFit workouts still and jiu-jitsu. And I think since we're getting the aesthetic value and the health value from this protocol, that the focus on training should be adjusted to fit that as well. Because I feel like when I'm rolling and doing CrossFit workouts, I don't have the extra push. Mm-hmm. And I've talked to a lot of the CrossFitters that are in this transition right now. They're about 2 to 3 weeks in. So they're saying the same thing. Like, they just don't have that go switch. Kind of like Rogan talks about. Joe Rogan, he was like, there's no up or down.
So there's no up of like...
And it makes sense because, like, if you think about carbs to us, that's like NOS for a car. That's like fuel. So, I used to take shots of honey right before I lift or work out. That's like, fuel. Mm-hmm. You know, so you don't have that. You're just kind of coasting the whole time.
But what's your goal, right?
Exactly.
Are you trying to
PR
a deadlift again?
Yep.
No. Are you trying to PR your CrossFit total right now? No.
Yeah.
For you, I know it's always been consistency, still hitting numbers.
The minimums
while feeling good, and that's pretty consistent. So I feel the same way. Like, if I can still roll in jiu-jitsu twice a week and not limp out of there or tap to just being gassed, like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's going to be if you're used to, like, if you're, let's say, just a jiu-jitsu guy,
right,
and you're used to rolling, marathon rolls and open mats, and you want to continue to roll at that intensity or level,
right,
Carnivore, if you try it, then you're going to have to expect there's going to be energy shift. Mm-hmm. But again, what's your goals? Do you want to have a six-pack? You want to put on lean muscle? You want to look great? You want some of the health issues to go away?
That's the other thing, is like, if I compete in May, is it because I want to win the tournament, or is it because I want to hit a weight goal and show myself that I can cut to it healthily?
True, because that's true. Because then if you're going
two different mindsets,
you're kind of just mellow because your energy is not there. You're not carb loading for the event or whatever.
Right.
It's probably not going to feel as great as when you used to wrestle or whatever.
But in my experience, it was like I need that go switch for a competition level because the adrenaline's there. got Wim Hof to back that up to work on that. But what if you need that go switch in the competition and you don't have it?
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's like I'm just waiting.
But what's the point?
Just
right?
waiting it out. Yeah. What's the fucking?
Because then you get deterred because like let's say we're doing a workout that's a benchmark and you wanted to see if you got faster friend time.
Yeah. Let me test it real quick. That's basically my test.
But then you suddenly that's all that matters. It's like no, you've lost so much weight and anyone.
How parallel is that with the blood work?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
that
if
number
I go to
will
the
throw you
jiu-jitsu
off.
competition, get knocked out into. Sometimes those are single elimination.
Yeah, usually there's
$150. Everything's there. All my friends there, and I lose.
You got gassed or something weird. Yeah.
Because I don't have a go switch. It's like, was it worth it? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I could always take a spin a positive out of that. I made the weight. You hit all the things you need, and I don't care if I win. Do I want to compete with that mentality? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just like where I'm at and the linear progress that's almost impossible to achieve for me.
That's where you have to, from what I've experienced now, that if you're going to do carnivore, you have to change the way you train, in my opinion. So let's just say fitness in general, right? Or lifting. So it's very hard to have that top tier 1 rep max strength because you have no go switch or that, you know. Yeah. But this is a perfect time to view it maybe as off season to maintain as much strength as you can or to burn as much fat so you're in a lower weight class to build the foundation. But that's okay because it's a transition, you know. Right. So if you're doing 3 months strict-ish carnivore, then maybe the 3 months should be more of this FixFit Jack type of protocol.
Dude, you're just transitioning right into where I was going.
Because the idea is like you're putting on so much lean muscle mass because of the high protein intake. You're burning fat like crazy because there's no carbohydrates. So then now you look like I've never been so shredded and not in a like a starving looking way. Yeah. Because before you just don't eat and then you can kind of some people can lean out easily.
Right.
And even back then when I took protein shakes and did all these like core programs to get a 6-pack and whatever, like I'm the leanest and shredded I've ever been. And it's just like that's the goal, right? You're shredding all the fat.
Now it's time to build it.
Yeah, and
what is off season? Off season is always bulking season, right?
To fix some issues you have usually, right? And to bring it down to the core essence of off season. Yes, you're resting the body.
Yes.
And you're working on for CrossFit Games people or CrossFit competitors, like off season is working on your gymnastics, your weightlifting.
Right.
They're not hitting, So it's kind of the same mindset for your body. What does your body need periodically? It's like a reset. Mm-hmm. But with this diet, don't continue to let's say roll hard 3 times a week, hit CrossFit WODs hard 3 times a week. You still do them to stay in the loop, but you should even for powerlifting, right? If you're gonna go compete, you hit a comp and then it's off season again, or you're starting to ramp it back up. No one's hitting top tier numbers all year round. It's impossible.
Well, that's what I was saying is like when you mention Jacked by July, and we'll have a whole episode on that and programming announcement and all that shit later. That sounds way more appealing to me than a competition because, like you said, we've done Jacked by July accessory building before. Accessory building is the best way to put it, right? It's accessory work with bodybuilding style. I mean, I'm dabbling in that right now, and it feels fucking great. And I'm like, I can't wait for a solid 4 or 5 day a week program of that because it's way more sustainable. And pairing that with carnivore is going to be...
You know what's kind of cool, and looking back, is that when I was doing the 500-pound deadlift, I did a lot of... That's when it was born. Mm-hmm. And then we started integrating or posting videos out for me, like the Jack by July stuff, right? Yep. And I was doing that for the 500-pound deadlift. But if you label something like Jack by July, and this is why nutrition's so important, I didn't get jacked, I got thick.
Yeah.
I can't see a single ab, maybe one. But you guys follow the journey.
A different performance, yeah.
Yeah, but I had to be big like a strong man because I needed to, more mass moves mass, for the 500-pound deadlift. But that's the thing is it's good to start prepping the nutrition protocol. Because if you're doing a Jack by July protocol when we launch it, you better not be eating like a powerlifter or even that bodybuilder type of thing because you're not going to get the aesthetic and fat burning results that you're looking for.
And we're not trying to be bodybuilders. We're just following bodybuilding style because we'll go into that in that episode about how good it is for your shoulder health and hip health and low back health when you're doing these accessories because Like I told you, I had one day to lift this week, and I did lats, dumbbell row.
But again,
and it's like fucking just blew those muscles up, and I was like, my shoulders feel great, dude. I feel so good, and I'm like, I'm not even following anything yet.
But to make sure people understand the difference, and that's the only way people understand it right now, is that it's bodybuilding, right? So the difference is when you say you're hitting your lats and your bis or whatever, it's not the same as traditional bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Because traditional bodybuilding, you're isolating muscles and you want it to look a certain way to, make sure they're a certain size to everything else. What we're talking about is making sure everything fires in a chain.
Yeah.
The whole deal. So don't just start to do a bunch of bodybuilding exercises right now.
Because when I did my dumbbell row, I did it
You're trying to fire your VMO.
I tried to fire VMO.
See, think about that.
I did a double down with a fucking lat dumbbell row, and it went next level for me, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to show Mark this.
Yeah.
And if we throw that into a program where it's like you're doing this twice a week, adding weight, mixed with other VMO stuff, it's going to be like just...
And that's the saving grace, because when I was doing Carnivore in the earlier months, towards the end of the FixFit concept, like I was just beating myself up because I couldn't, like lifting was hard because I was in the transition like the first month or two. But when I did FixFit Jack stuff, the finisher, I felt like you said, I left the gym feeling good.
Dude, you just walk out of there like
pairing, like
because we're blowing up postural muscles really.
And you could get a good pump still. You just don't like exhaust yourself because it's not high intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to leave the gym feeling good because you don't want to. The transitions might be rough already. But then now you leave the jiu-jitsu mat, you leave the gym feeling like shit every day. That's going to be hard to stay on.
That's why else I'm like, if my goal is rolling 2-3 times a week, and I'm doing these things for my shoulder stability, what's getting fucking cranked on every week?
Yeah.
My shoulder, my neck, my traps, my hips are getting, manipulated in the guard. So if we're doing double down, and my hip stability is better, it's like, and mobility is better, it just pairs together so well. And you're right, like we still have, it's early March, and we still have a good month, maybe even 2 months before Jack by July starts.
I recommend if you're, just because everyone else is doing it, because Joe Rogan says so, but, dabbling in some sort of carnivore, ketovore type of thing. I mean, the resources are unlimited now because it's so, you go to meatrx.com or Sean Baker or, Kevin Stock. All these people have all the resources. Mark Bell, like you should start dabbling in that now because then you can at least focus on the nutrition, and then
it'll be a habit by then.
Yeah,
right?
And then you're just now looking for a protocol. That's where I'm at. I'm just waiting for, because I need to train with people. I haven't been doing much, and now I'm realizing that with doing more jiu-jitsu, doing more with CrossFit, like my body's hurting.
Yeah,
and
because I did that lat split stance with the VMOs on, and then I did a hack squat.
Yeah.
And both times I was like, I wish Mark was fucking here to feel that.
Yeah, because
I was just like reading up on like how hack squat is just a really good way to overload VMOs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna do double down right into it just to see, because I've been on hack squat in high school probably.
Yeah.
I haven't done it since then. Holy shit! You want to take double down doing it? Because in my head I'm always like, double down feels great. I'm waiting to see what the next step is of it.
Yeah.
And there it is, adding lat. A hack squat will be hard to replicate in the CrossFit gym, but it's incredible.
Yeah.
What is it with the hack squat that there's nothing loaded on your back?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're at an incline.
Yep.
I don't think you have it racked on your neck.
Yeah.
But
like
you still have the weight up high, and you overload the VMOs on the way down. Woo!
Because they probably make it so that it isolates the quads, right?
Yeah. But when it isolates quads, quote unquote, it's outside quad.
Yeah. And
my low back would hurt. I remember when you used
to
do
the hack squat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's not like as simple as a, let's say, bodybuilding regimen, right? Because you might do all the machines that are ideally designed to lock you in place so you can't do them wrong, but that's all bullshit.
Just like a leg press.
You could do
could
do a pec fly machine and do it wrong in your traps.
Right. But it's like leg press too.
Yeah.
You lose tension in your obliques, you feel in your back as you extend out. So
your knees go out, the whole deal.
If you go into the hack squat with like the double down mentality, like, I'm going to have my VMOs or my knees take me down, my hips and knees are bending at the same time, you overload it. Man, my VMOs were on fire.
That's why I'm stoked for the protocol. And it's kind of like the FixFit Jack protocol. And what I'm realizing, it's like it doesn't need to be that extreme mentality. It's kind of like the 80-20.
Yeah.
So if you think longevity for like nutrition, right? You want to live 80% doing the right stuff and 20% you're going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But now you apply that 80-20 rule to your training. That's how it should be. So let's say you do jiu-jitsu, but if you predominantly just wait for those 5-minute rolls or the open mat rolls and you're doing that 80% of the time, you're going to get fucked up because you're only doing 20% of the important drills or the fundamentals or the accessories, right?
Right.
Same with working out. Like CrossFitters are accustomed to probably going ham 80% of the time every single day. And then they might work on their kipping pull-up or their snatch drills. Like maybe, I mean, it's generous to say 20%.
Right.
Usually it's like 100%. You go in there, you hit the workout hard. So that's where it's like we're changing the mindset. When you changes diet, you should, if you still love lifting, it doesn't mean don't do the lifting. But it should really be like 10 to 20% of your training.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're trying to promote and to test is that 80% of the time it's like this is just healthy for the body. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit for the body. But if you want to go run a 5K, a 10K, whatever, go do it.
Yeah.
But maybe you shouldn't be doing that every single day. Maybe you shouldn't be trying to PR your workouts in CrossFit every day. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. So
that's where the Carnivore, Jack by July, Olympic lifting, jiu-jitsu, FixFit mentality changes it.
Yeah, we're trying to fix the problems, period, in any aspect. So we're excited to see, because, you know, we've had the proof on a smaller sample size, like you said. You know, I hit all those crazy lifts all in one day, and I did predominantly probably 95% was the accessory drills. So we're taking a traditional program, which is usually a lot of lifting, and then like you spend 10 to 15 minutes doing some finisher accessory drills. It's kind of flip the script.
Right.
Because the major lifts is what kind of fucks you up. I remember doing Olympic lifting protocols and programs. It was like snatch, clean, and jerk all the time. Different variations of it.
Some accessories.
And then at the end, it might be like very little, maybe some skull crushers or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And now what we've tested, because I still hit that 200-pound snatch and whatever, 225-pound clean, like not doing any of it. It was just working mid-traps and yada yada, you know? So there's enough proof, but that wasn't even a structured FixFit Jack protocol. I just kind of stuck to the accessory drills because that was the only thing that made me feel good because of the diet. So, well,
we could shout out Renato on this episode because this was his idea. We were chatting last night about, I was like, bro, if you're already a month into Carnivore feeling good, just wait till we get some bodybuilding going. He's like, I've already been bodybuilding. I'm going to be way ready for this. I was like, hell yeah, bro. Beach is going to be scared of us. Don't need to worry.
Let's be, what is it called? What is it called when you just care about your aesthetics? What, you know, that
narcissistic?
Kind of, but I think there's another term I was looking for, but whatever. But that's like why people, like guys, going back to like when I go to the gym, you bro out because everyone, you're there to look fit, to have a six-pack, to gain muscle mass. Like,
that's what I'm telling you, dude.
That's a lifelong goal, especially for guys and girls, in terms of like,
we all care about aesthetics first,
exactly. So it's like,
you're like, what's everyone's real purpose at CrossFit? To look good.
Okay, come on. That's why you start to go to a gym, because you feel more confident, your clothes fit better, the whole deal.
Tell you right now, if you, me, Bob, Renato, and Robot just walk into LA Fitness together and just hit all the bro weights, will we not walk out of there feeling like a fucking $1 million?
It's always, you get the pump, you feel
together too.
You feel like
fucking one at a time, hitting biceps and shit. Like, we'll feel great, dude.
And that's why people do the stupid things, because like even if you're trying to burn fat, and the traditional mindset still is they're taking an hour spin class, they're doing an hour this, they're trying to do a body boot camp, they're trying to do body this, and
I've seen Robot and Cap at LA Fitness, by the way, too. So we can talk to them, but like it is kind of good for our research purposes to go there a little more, because it is fucking real hard to watch what people are doing.
And
with
again,
machines.
it's the misinformation. I think.
Feel terrible all the time. There's so many shrugs happening. There's so many bicep curls while shrugging. Like,
that's where it's just the
bicep curls in the squat rack.
It's misinformation, brother. Again,
because those people are trying to burn fat with that.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have a CrossFit. They don't have a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They play basketball.
Yeah.
And then go, you know what I mean? Basketball's my cardio.
Bringing it back to the aesthetic value, right? That's why they're there. They probably do the cardio and they want bigger biceps.
Right.
bigger pecs. So they'll do all the machines for the upper body because they know they have to. But they're not making sure that they're actually firing the pec, which in turns gets the bicep to go. And like we talked about before, it's like your biceps won't grow if your pec isn't growing along with it.
I had shoes.
It's impossible.
I had shoes before this when I lived downtown, and I thought that was really bad because like wearing shoes, right?
FixFitness, yeah.
And you're limited with the equipment, and I'd be like, this is such a nice gym too, and I'm just like, it's just really hard to watch. But LA Fitness is even worse. I kind of enjoy it.
I'm gonna go the opposite route, just saying like there's more people to share info to.
I would love to. They're not gonna listen. I saw a guy laying on this little stretching out mat, and he's flat on his back, and he's just like what we were doing in jiu-jitsu, like flexing his chin to his chest, but he was also looking at his phone.
While he's doing that?
Yeah. He had his phone in his chest, and he was just doing like chin to chest, and laying back, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you practicing neck muscles for looking at your phone? I don't even understand.
But to be fair, we were all there.
I was never on a gym fail video or Jim Hardos.
There wasn't that many. There wasn't videos back then.
And then don't get me started.
Can't record it on a pager.
Don't even get me started on what personal trainers are doing with their clients. You need to come see it. Just come get a guest pass with me, please.
I'm just telling you, plead the fifth.
The guy showing him last night a bicep curl on a preacher curl, and you just see that guy's just like half rep and then just all upper traps to finish it. Half rep, all upper traps to finish it, and the trainer's just standing there staring at him. Like, I'm like not even helping him, not giving him any cues, nothing, just like staring at him. I'm like, this guy just got done working at a computer all day.
And he's shrugging the shit out of the
and way too much weight on the... I was like, I've done a preacher curl. And that guy had way too much weight on that fucking thing.
Yeah.
To be out of shape doing that. It's just unbelievable. And I saw another guy showing an elderly person to squat on a Bosu ball. Like, for balance or something. Like, she's on a Bosu ball, and he's holding her hands, and she's just squatting up and down on it. And I'm like, you're a trainer. And, like, this lady is elderly. What are you... I just want to stop them sometimes and be like, excuse me. What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Why? Just tell me why. Well, you have my grandma here. Why are you giving her this exercise?
Because there's a Bosu ball certificate, and now you are Bosu certified.
Like, so she gets off the ball, and suddenly grandma can get out of bed faster because she can squat on a Bosu ball? That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. I'm like, just stare at it like, this is unbelievable. These people are paying money for this.
That's why we have a podcast, my friend.
Dude, you gotta come see it. It's good for research.
It's good for research.
Mental research. I mean, these are all been over a month that I've seen this, or 2 months, and they're lodged in they're burned on my brain. It's not like I'm in there like aesthetically jacked to the gills, but I know for a fact what the fuck.
Well, here, I think what you're trying to say is that we deep down inside we feel bad because those people are putting in resources, time and money into getting their results.
Or those trainers went and got an education in somewhere,
and they're genuinely wanting to help people. That's why they're in that profession. But right. It's just like misinformation.
I hope. But when I see that, I'm like, you're not trying to help, right?
But
you're
again,
just staring
if you get taught that, and that's the manual, right? That's your certification degree or whatnot. It's like
the guy watching the preacher curls. I was like, that guy doesn't give a shit. But the Bosu ball one, I was like, that guy might actually think that that's helping, and he's holding her hands.
Right. Yeah. See?
So that one I do feel bad about. Right.
Yeah, so those are two again, I just think it's like, because I went different routes for my, fitness education with the college route, and I did different certs and CrossFit, so I can see that everything's misleading to some degree, because everyone's got their own different views. Mm-hmm. So that's all it is. Playing great politics route.
I got a guest pass for you. I got free family members to add this month.
What I love the most, if someone asked me why I'm doing Carnivore.
Is it your 8-pack? That's not it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that like before, when I wanted to get a 6-pack, you would do extra work. Like we would hit the back and bi days, do extra work, and then you have like 30 minutes of ab work, do every ab exercise, the burners. And then like I'm putting in like so many hours to get fit aesthetically, right? And then now I feel like I barely do shit, and I'm like more fit than I've ever been. So from a time saving purpose and a body saving purpose, like I'm not crushing myself doing like 2 hours of lifting every day. and I'm still able to hit my minimums, it's like, that is the selling point. It's like, people are doing all this extra shit, running extra hour on the treadmill or whatever. Like, you can do that, but if you kind of fuck with the diet a little bit, and then you might not have to spend those 5 hours a day on the treadmill, right? It's like, just test it out, because it could save you so many fucking hours.
I think that running lately, I mean, I've always hated it, has been more therapeutic, probably because there's like less clouded trash going on in my head, really.
Yeah,
of like,
you're not running away from things now. You're just running to enjoy it, right?
If you're running on carbs and it burns off in the first 10 minutes, the next 20 are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
This has just been like, why am I looking forward to this now for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You know, why am I looking forward to...
You're enjoying your sport again. Let's say running's a sport and you're enjoying it again.
Why am I enjoying...
I hate when people... I mean, I've been there sometimes. I hate when I'm like struggling through something that I should enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I have to hit these workouts to get strong, or I have to get... It's like, now I feel like, again, I just periodically hit CrossFit and jiu-jitsu workouts.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting the fitness results I'm looking for.
Sure. So if you want, we'll say true carnivore, you got to talk to Mark. If you want carnivore-ish, you talk to Thick Boy Club, Bob and Ian. We'll talk about more about that next week when we get Bob on. About how to eat bacon, eggs, sausages is what we're going to talk about with Bob, because good God, I'm going to open up the next time we have him on with how many sausages did you eat at the Brazilian steakhouse? Let's just go over
we
it.
Gotta ask Leo, because where do you get those? Those are good.
The what?
The Brazilian steakhouse, when they had the sausages. Those are really good.
Oh, where do you get those? Where did he get the picanha?
He's in Stater Brothers. It's just the sirloin, but you have to ask him for the part of the sirloin is like the cap.
He got it at Stater Brothers?
Yeah, but you have to pre-order
that shit looked fucking good.
It was so good.
He did it right.
Yeah, I had my doubts because we just came from Rei de Gado, one of the best Brazilian steakhouses in San Diego. And so I was like, oh man, he's doing it on a grill. He's making, and then dude, it was, ask Bob, it was better.
I don't doubt it at all.
It was so
because
good.
One, grilled is better because the steakhouse, the Brazilian place is more smoked.
Mesquite or something. I don't know.
Or mesquite smoked, like mesquite smoked all day. Way saltier too.
Yeah.
Versus his is fresh right off that grill, dude. He looked like,
I don't know.
It's like Leo, little chef, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Salt Bay.
I saw the way he used Salt Bay in that, and then the way he was cutting it up. I was like, okay, Leo hiding.
He's worked at a restaurant, he said, for 4 years.
Dude, he did look like the way
he was sharpening knives and shit. He's got skills.
Damn, dude.
But
that's what I was trying
he's down to do it again, so.
If Albert's listening, I had to call him out on the way he was cutting his steak. It was just driving me insane. Like, you can't cut on the grain like that. You're sawing out all the meat, all the juice, dude. Come on, go the other fucking way. God damn it. Do some goddamn research. You see the way Leo was cutting it? That's why those slices came out so pretty. They came out like it disperses in your mouth differently. We're going to get snobby with this. So if you want more snobbiness, get into the carnivore group. We'll teach you how to cut your steak right.
It's really about the hacks too, man.
Those little hacks, like someone laughed at that and I was like, I'm dead serious. I used to cut my tri-tip and ribeye a certain way. Yeah. And then I switched it based off what I saw online. It makes a huge fucking difference. Yeah. You see when they come out with the steak at the spigot at the Brazilian Steakhouse. They cut a certain way. They start at the top, they go down. There's technique to it. Yeah, for sure. It makes a difference.
Yeah, we've had those debates, even how to cook it, right? Air fryer, broil it, grill it, sous vide it. Right. I mean, there's we have all those endless amount of ways to keep it.
God, the air fryer is. You know what? You and Bob haven't got one yet.
Bob got one.
What do you think?
He says things taste like plastic.
What?
It's weird. I've never heard that from anyone else other than Bob. So I don't know.
Literally, Bob, he's doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not supposed to put any oil on it.
Don't look at me.
I just do salt and pepper on a ribeye, throw it in there.
Everyone that has said
6 minutes per side.
Good, like off a grill. So,
dude, it's not even like when I cut mine. I always go like, oh man, I fucking maybe I overdid it. Yeah. But I always do thermometer too. Yeah. So I was like, oh, 120. Holy shit. Google was right. 6 minutes per side. I got my steak to 120. That's fucking great. So I pull it off and I cut it. I'm like, oh, that's not 120. I fucked this up. Yeah. I started eating it and I was like, son of a bitch, dude. This is amazing. It makes the best chicken wings. Yeah. The burger was the other one where I was like, oh, I overcooked these. Like, even I opened it up, I cut them open, and I was like, oh, I fucking overcooked it, whatever. Next time I'll do less, a couple minutes.
It just tasted perfect.
Perfect. perfect. And I ate it the next day. If I would have ate it right away.
Yeah, maybe. Air fryer's the next thing.
Bob, we got to talk to him. He got the wrong brand or something, dude.
Maybe. That's where I'm like talking to all the people in our big group, right? Because everyone's like on that, like, I don't know, seems like higher budget carnivore. And I'm posting like, I have 3 eggs with a side of eggs.
Please, how much you spend on that ribeye?
Ribeyes are cheap.
No, that loin you bought at Costco.
It's
how much you spend on that?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're trying to act not act bougie right now.
I'm not bougie with my food.
That loin was like in the hundreds.
No way. I've never spent that much.
When you cut, was that you that cut all the ribeyes, right? And
we've done that.
Savored it.
Oh no, that's not me.
Who the fuck was that? Was that Glover?
That was Glover for sure.
Oh, see.
No, we've done the Stater Brothers. I thought you were talking about Stater Brothers because we did that with Stater Brothers.
It was Glover. I just saw Mark.
Fuck out of here.
I was like, damn, Mark's got a food saver now.
You should have known it wasn't us. I thought you meant because Andrea said like we got a big thing and we chopped it up. They did it for you at Stater Brothers.
Oh no! Did you see? It was Glover's post then. He bought that big loin.
I didn't see that. But
and then you saw them up and you make them your own thickness.
Oh, that's expensive.
And then you food savored them.
We don't go. I told you we only go to Ralph's or Stater Brothers.
Dude, it's smarter to do what he's doing if you have enough room for it though.
Yeah.
You need a second freezer.
No, that's not me, bro.
Dude, and you get to pick your thickness on the steak, which is even better.
That's why the hack is you go to like when they have a sale, you can ask them and be like, "Hey, I want like 10 pounds of this," and I want Andrea's. Like I want. They asked her, and she's like an inch and a half thick, so they just.
They chopped it up right there and do it for your ass.
Yeah, that's what.
It's so funny because of the food saver thing that he had is on sale right now at Costco too.
Yeah.
So I was like, fucking Mark, dude, Mark's son's stepping it up right now.
No,
all right.
Ground beef.
Should have known better.
You should have known.
I should have known. Mark Glover does the fucking tomahawks.
Oh no way.
And
I mean, if you got it, might as well.
Dude, those tomahawks. Every time I see them, for the price though, they are a great deal. He's not. I mean, he is splurging, but it is a good deal at Costco, of course. Costco's meat's the best.
If you got it.
But, dude, also every time I can't do it. I can just I go up to it and I'm like, this is going to be a $48 steak. I can't do it. But it's still not $100 at the
restaurant.
At the restaurant or a butcher shop.
The other cool thing about our group is the going out to eat hacks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, gutting a burrito at the Mexican taco shop or, There's always different little hacks.
I call it the Mark Son special, dude. I get a California burrito, carnitas burrito, dump all the meat.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to order, too, because if you just tell them I want a plate of meat, they're like, what the fuck?
No,
not rice and beans? I'm like, no.
Because last time I asked them, they were like, wait, you want just meat? Well, then it comes in this little cup or something. And I'm like...
Dude, but you dump out that tortilla, you still got guac, onion.
Yeah. Maybe some
pico de gallo in there. Fuck, dude.
I get a shredded beef burrito because it's all pork roast, pot roast type of meat, and then I get a carne asada burrito. So I just got 2 of them. That's got to be over a pound and a half.
What did you do at TJ's Tacos? Just eat the taco?
If I go out, I'm eating. Like if I go to something like a street taco place, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing.
Dude, that's what else
because it's kind of expensive. Like TJ's Tacos is like $2.50 now a taco.
Yeah, you might.
And I don't want to.
I eat one shell. I don't do the double shell.
Yeah, but I
never understood 2 shells.
But it's one of those things. Like if it's your favorite type of food.
Well, I went to the same day I had IPAs. We went to El Ranchito by Home Goods, Poway Road. They're actually pretty good, but they did 2 shells too, and I was like, why the fuck? Maybe because it will break. I did 1 shell on all my tacos, and I was full. I was like, this is fine. If I would have ate 2, I'd have been deathly fuck, dude, I gotta go home, take a nap and shit,
Yeah.
So that place is good. We should hit that up.
I love that place.
You like it?
Yeah, we always go there.
It was packed when I went. I didn't realize how good it was.
We have the best flautas in town.
See, you can't do that. Cannot do that. Don't listen to Mark.
Cheat meal.
Traeger. Oh my god. When it's weather ready, we're gonna reverse sear some ribeyes on the Traeger, smoke them. That's good.
See, that's.
But anyway, I'm telling you,
what's good about the group because you guys get into that.
Like Bob,
fancy,
Mark, come on over.
Stuff.
Come on over. We could do at least 2 ribeyes at once, or at least 2 ribeyes each at once on mine, easily. And it's so easy, dude. You just set the temperature, you throw it on there, and then you crank it up. 2 minutes to each side, and you're good to go.
It's been, I don't know, it's so easy, this diet. I don't know what it is about it, but people think they're going to get palate fatigue or this or that. Something about, like, if you just keep cooking the meat a little differently or adding something a little different, it's like, that was my biggest fear. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I was going into it, Farber convinced me, because I'm a foodie. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I adjust to this, I'm never going to eat food again. You know? It's the fear. But now I've learned it's like, that's silly.
No, I did
but it's still, like, to this day, I'm perfectly fine eating this way because it feels good. I don't even know how to explain it.
But yeah, like you said, in our group, people will be like, I did a pot roast, I did a chuck roast, I did carne asada, but the steak was so fucking thick from Costco that it was a steak, but it was marinated like carne asada. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go buy that one again. You should look for it if you guys go. It's prepackaged carne there. It was so thick, dude. I was like, I kept trying to unroll it, and I'm like, oh no, this is the whole thing. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes it's flat together, and you gotta, because it's supposed to be a skirt steak.
Yep.
And it was slicing up like a steak, and I was like, this is fucking great. So like you said, it's just a different way to prepare it.
Yep.
You know,
and seafood's a good cheat meal. That's not even a cheat meal. You know, so
sushi.
There's so much variety.
Yeah.
But you know,
well, I'm fucking hungry now. Great. Good. We're doing all this, but we're hoping next week will be the 1 year podcast with drinking bourbon.
I'm down. I'm always down.
See what your butthole says about that. See if your butthole allows that.
That's the funny thing is, like, I had to eat like the brat diet, right? Like, you know, bananas, rice.
What is that?
You never heard the brat diet? So when you're like nauseous, you're always throwing up. It's like the nurse recommended thing or whatever.
But bananas, rice, what? Apples?
Applesauce and toast.
Ugh.
Those are the only things that will usually stay down or just maybe lock you back up. But I had this. The only thing I had was like some banana, some white rice.
Ugh.
Then this morning I had like a stack of saltine crackers. So I can't wait to eat some real food.
I always did saltine crackers, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the plain shit.
Saltine crackers and watching Bob Barker on Price is Right while puking every other hour.
Dude,
this is the best.
Food poisoning is the worst.
Well, when you're in elementary school, it's fun. But when you're an adult, you thought you were dying.
I felt bad because, like, Andrew's mom made me this, like, Korean beef bone soup. She's made it a ton of times, right?
Yeah.
So, that was the only thing I ate right before bed. And then 3 hours later, dude, wanting to throw up and poop at the same time, diarrhea, all that fun stuff.
Did you check if it was shipped from China?
And
be careful.
Caleb had a similar reaction because he had some of the soup, so he like threw up. So I was skeptical, but we're like, maybe he's got a bug. But now I'm telling Andrew, it's like, that's 2 for 2.
Yeah, let's throw that soup out.
Yeah, that soup is
shit ain't worth it.
Yeah, it ain't. I feel real bad because she made a bunch because it's got, you know, like, it's beef bone, so it's got all the bone broth and collagen and all that shit. It's great, but I'm like, I can't.
Check that label, man. Might have been Chinese oxtail.
It's fucked. Yeah, something is fucked up.
Coronavirus infused.
Everyone's probably there, like, waiting for me to fuck up, right? That's how it always is. Like, it's got to be that steak you eat. It's got to be all that steak. I'm like, gosh. Of course, it has to be my diet. It's like, no, it's the soup. I'm done with it.
Then you got soupy butt.
Does that?
Oh.
I PR'd going to the toilet. Is that a thing?
It's a good way to cut 6 pounds, baby.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll be back next week. Bob has not messaged me back. He doesn't love us at all. I'll tease him with some. Oh no! Yep. Yeah, we're on.
Bob's
next
not
week.
letting us down.
Mental Vomit with Bob. 1 year anniversary. All in the books.
That's pretty crazy. It's already been a year.
Dude, if we record on Wednesday, which is funny, I think that is the actual 1 year anniversary that our first podcast came out.
Ooh.
That might just be timed out on accident perfectly. Yeah, I think it's March 11th, dude.
It's already been a year.
Yeah. 51 is today, so 52 would be... Yeah, March 11th, 2019.
I'm super stoked because, like, you know, this first year has been just a good experiment, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the experience of running all this stuff and seminars and workshops and posting videos, it's like, I feel like you and I are more pinpointed in terms of where we want to take this and how we can help more people. So this year should be pretty exciting on that front.
It will be. Yeah, just because we hit the 1 year mark doesn't mean we're like resetting either.
I think we're in a sense we're not resetting, but I think we're going to be more efficient.
We're not relaunching anything either, but yeah, we already know where we want to go with it.
Yeah, see efficient. What works and what doesn't. Right. So I'm excited because I think there's going to be a lot more content.
We'll have fun next week, and then really get back onto content, and then get back into some Jacked by July shit to get everybody nice and yoked for summertime.
Yep.
All the while, nothing else in our lives is really happening, so we have just this going on. So
this is what we do full time.
I wish, dude.
We sit around all week. Don't do a damn thing.
I fucking wish. But no, next Wednesday, let's do it. I can do it anytime after 1.
So, all right,
figure it out.
It's on you, Bob.
See ya, Bobo. All right, man. Did you flex one more time? Don't
6
shit.
pounds.
Don't shit yourself.
6 pounds.